Toronto living or small town living? Which one will you be happier in?
So is Toronto actually worth the hype, or did the people living in small towns just figure it out faster?
I don't know. That depends. If you want to live in Toronto and pay thousands of dollars to live in a small little box, I guess there's something to be said about that.
That box, for the record, is called a modern open concept condo.
Yeah, actually that box is called a fridge and the hum is louder than your thoughts.
You know what you sound like? Every single person that said they wouldn't move to the city and then ended up in the city.
Yeah, and 3 months later, all we say is, boy, I miss my driveway.
And this is exactly why we're having this conversation. Is it Toronto or is it small town living that's better?
Okay, and before anybody starts typing all these insults and questions, let's just talk about it. Which is better? You know, everybody's got a different opinion, but that's kind of what we're gonna talk about. Hi, my name's Daniel. I'm a broker owner of Dan Lee Group Real Estate here in Burlington, Oakville, Ontario.
And I'm Sean, partner here at the Daily Group.
And we're here just to try and simplify the process of buying and selling real estate here in Ontario.
Let's face it, the cost of living downtown is expensive, but are you telling me that living in a small town isn't expensive too?
Yeah, but let's compare what you're getting in each town. I'm gonna live in Toronto, $2,800 a month. Maybe I'm getting a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't even think I'm getting 2-bedroom. I'm getting 1 bedroom and half a parking spot.
Yeah, but do you realize how much more fun you're gonna have in downtown Toronto than in Burlington?
Burlington is one of the happiest cities if you wanna watch one of our other videos. It is a beautiful city. You know, for the same cost of $2,800, you're getting basically a 3-bedroom townhouse, 1-car garage, and a parking spot, 2 parking spots.
That's fair, but I mean, Toronto is Toronto. Like, wouldn't you rather be closer to work than live in a small town?
I don't work in Toronto.
Hypothetically speaking, work with me here. I'm talking about maybe our, potential. Like if you were, okay, you're 35 years old, you have a wife, no kids, you're a young working professional. What's a better spot to live, Toronto or small town?
Well, definitely. I mean, that is one thing I'll have to agree with you. I've always wanted to live before I had children, and when I was younger, I did say to my wife, would be really nice to live in downtown Toronto and just be able to walk to the restaurants, walk to the bars. You know, that life, that end of the life is pretty cool.
So you heard it here first. Downtown Toronto, 1-0, small town living. Next topic, where are we going?
Well, we were on cost of living. Cost of living's more. That's what we're talking about.
All right.
You get less, cost you more.
I can 100% agree. Cost of living will be more expensive in downtown than in a small town.
So actually, it's 1-0 for me. Okay, get more, less money.
All right. Well, since you said and agreed with me that lifestyle is better, let's dive deeper into it. We're talking about Toronto, one of the best cities in the world, high energy, fast pace, restaurants on every corner. I'm not sure you can find a better city in Canada to live in.
I'll give you that much. Toronto, like for all the big cities I've been in Canada, Toronto definitely is top. Montreal is probably the next closest for restaurants, but it doesn't have the nightlife that Toronto has and the bar scenes, a much bigger area downtown by the lake. So I would give the notch definitely to Toronto, big living.
Now, what would you say about the lifestyle in a small town?
A small town. So what's gonna be, let's define what a small town is. Are we talking Burlington or are we even talking smaller?
Let's talk suburbs outside of the city.
Suburbs outside the city. So let's go like more of 50,000 population. So a city like that definitely is gonna be really quiet. You know, you come home from work, 6 o'clock, you have some dinner, and really through the week, there's not much to do.
Yeah, everything shuts down at 8 o'clock, you're done. There's not anything
your
else to
pizza
do.
place is closed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, your best friend's Netflix, that's it.
Yeah, that through Monday to Friday in a small town, definitely. If you are young, no kids, single, do not expect to have any fun.
Yeah, well,
0. But let me go back to this. You're gonna save a lot of money. Because let's face it.
yeah, but it's
like that
2025.
nightlife-
Who actually wants to save money? 2025, let's be honest now.
But that's the big dilemma we're in right now. That big city living, everybody loves it, but I think people are moving away from it. I really think more and more people are pushing to the suburbs and the smaller towns where they get more bang for their buck. They don't end up spending as much money because they don't go out as much, right?
Yeah.
And that nightlife, that social life is definitely less.
Well, as nice as that was to hear, it's 1-1 now.
1-1. How did you get 1?
Toronto won.
For what?
Lifestyle.
Oh, okay, I'll give
That's
you
what we're
that.
talking
We're
about.
not talking money
Sorry,
anymore.
he's got dementia, so it's not a big deal. We'll work through it, okay?
What'd you say?
You know what's underrated about Toronto? Community. It can feel lonely, but the comes together in Toronto.
Really?
Jay's just won. It's great. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
You're talking living in an area. Let's talk base Toronto, 3.5, 4 million people. We're not talking the outsides, right?
3.5, 4 million. It's a lot of people together. Community. It's like glue.
Yeah.
You can't even pull it apart. That's how strong it is.
It's kind of like the Post-it note glue that peels off, sticks on. Peels off, sticks on. Not very good. Not very secure.
So what's so great about the community of small town?
The big thing about a small town, and listen, I'm talking from experience because I'm pretty much a little biased. I grew up in Hamilton, which was, I would consider a big city because it's pushing 1 million people, right? It's up there.
Yeah.
But then when I moved to Burlington, much smaller community, and what you get is you get a lot more like neighborhood help, the team sports the kids play in. Like everything is kind of, you start to get to know everybody. You got all these Facebook groups, this, that.
Yeah, you can't leave the house without running into somebody you know.
Pretty much. And if you're anything like my wife, your mother, she literally, we can't walk anywhere without her not knowing somebody. It is crazy. And she talks to everybody. And you don't get that in Toronto. You just do not get that. It's impossible. It's just too big a city.
That's fair. And this is where I will take the bow and nod towards community being small town. We're going to talk about career and opportunity, Toronto versus small town. Now this, I think, is a clear-cut favorite towards Toronto.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to have a hard time fighting this one a lot. I will fight it a little bit. But if you are looking to build a career, any kind of business, let's face it, you want to go where the people are.
You want to be there, you want to network, you want to get close to everybody that you work with. That is the best place to be.
Yeah.
You're not spending 2 hours in a commute.
No.
You're saving time by being surrounded by the people you work with.
And downtown Toronto, you've got the bank system, you've got the financial district, you've got industries down there, you've got medical. If there's any of those avenues you want to try and pursue, you're not going to beat Toronto downtown, and I'll give you that. But if I do a little bit of, devil's advocate, going back to the small town,
please,
where I think you could excel, if you're an entrepreneur and you really want to try and build some small business and get it a community behind it, you're a lot more likely to be able to do that in a small town. Because in Toronto, you're competing against a lot of people. Like even a small industry, like if you're a plumber or an electrician, you're hard to establish as a big build something out there because you're competing against so many different trades.
Yeah, but let's also not forget that it's not about, being the best at your job. Like there are a lot of electrician jobs or plumber jobs in Toronto. You can either work union, you can work for somebody, you'll find a job. Let's remember that. It's about just having a job. There's plenty of them in Toronto.
Okay, fine. I will give you that one. That one I will give you, even though I'm fighting a little bit for small
I'm not
town.
even sure why. This is no reason to fight on this. Okay, so let's talk about housing. Why we're all actually here. The difference between the housing market in Toronto and the housing market in a small town city in the outskirts.
Yep.
What would be the biggest shift and then trends you're seeing right now?
In this situation, when we say small town, I'm gonna try and clarify that we're no more than an hour to an hour and a half outside Toronto. That's what I'm gonna say.
As we currently sit this moment.
Yes, well, we're only about half an hour from Toronto, where we're sitting right now. But there's traffic, maybe 45 minutes. But what I'm trying to say is,
buckle up, folks. We're about to sit in for a long one here.
but if you look at the real estate trends right now, especially the condo, because I have to go back to that condo market, it is so bad in Toronto. It's not as bad as Vancouver. Vancouver is one of the worst condo markets in the world. Like it's so bad.
I'd love to focus on Toronto if you could.
Okay, I'm coming back to Toronto, but Toronto, they're just as bad. There is so many available for sale. Ones that we're selling for $1,200 to $1,500 a square foot are back down to $800. We're talking half price on some of these condos. So the people that have bought those over the years are never going to get their money back. And I don't see that condo market coming back. I hate to say, I know it'll come back. I won't say forever, but I mean, let me put it this way. If me being 60 this year, if I bought one, I will not see a profit before I die. That's how bad it could be.
Get your
Right?
Kleenex boxes out.
Yeah, but if you're living in the outskirts, we've been hit by the real estate market as well. We've dropped, correct? You got to agree that.
I agree with that,
Definitely.
100%.
But our percentage of drop is nowhere near what the condo market
But
is.
let's have a discussion here about apples to apples. If you're going to compare condos to condos, sure, you want to compare detached freeholds to detached freeholds or freeholds to freeholds, then we have another conversation to have, because I can tell you that, east of the DVP in Leslieville, we're still seeing multiple offers and bidding wars and a very strong freehold market. And I think that it's probably not as strong in some small towns.
Well, I mean, I think Burlington, we're fairly, if you want to go apples to apples, like you said, I think go product for product. Those ones you're talking that are multiple offers and selling over are good houses in really good areas.
Yeah.
Let's shift over to Burlington, a market we've done for a long time and know well. We just put one on the market recently, downtown core, beautiful area, good house, listed and sold over asking.
But I'm very much pro living in a city. I think living in a condo is amazing. I love the idea of it. I would love to be downtown in the mix. Just obviously, given my current lifestyle, it just wouldn't work.
Yeah. Well, if you ever do move downtown, I'll come visit you.
No, you won't.
I will.
It would never
Have an
happen.
extra bedroom though, because I'm not driving back home in that traffic. Unfortunately, you can't afford the extra bedroom.
So after all of this, all the back and forth, Toronto being better than the small town vibes, because obviously that had the better record. It's really what works for you and what's better for you. I don't think I could stress that more. Like, obviously what we think is what we think, but it's more so what's better for the actual buyer.
100%. Everybody's going to have to make a decision for what's best for them. They have to look at their own situation, their job situation, their family situation, what kind of activity they want in their lives, and then pick. And really, let's face it, they I know we argued a little bit here and there, back and forth for fun, but they both are positive, and they both have their negatives. So what's best for you? That's something I think each person has to pick. So that's what we do here at the Dan Lee Group. We try and take care of the client to make sure we fill their needs, whether it's living in a big city like Toronto, or whether it's living in the suburbs and getting a really nice house. We want to make sure the choice is yours and you make what's best for your family. So if you have any questions, or you're looking to buy real estate or sell real estate in the big city or in the outskirts, feel free to comment below or reach out to us. Whether you're a client or not, we'd be glad to answer any questions you have. And our contacts are listed below.
And like and subscribe.